In Kenya, the Catholic Church owns thousands of acres of land which have gone largely unused. One of Pope Francis's ideas to better conditions for the poor and downtrodden has been to convert these lands into farm production to help the estimated 1.6 million Kenyans who require food assistance. Not only does this provide food to those who need it, but likewise provides employment for those who help work the farms. In one instance, a 400-acre tract 25 miles northwest of Nairobi now employs 200 people producing vegetables, tea, milk, and animal feed. Martin Nderatu, the manager of this farm, says that the expansion of the program can replicate this success, but he also adds that professionals such as himself must be involved to make sure that the farms operate efficiently. Additional funds for the operation of these farms will come from an American group called the Pontifical Mission Societies in the form of low-interest loans. Communism might no longer be the law of the land in Russia, even though the Communist Party is still active. Also still active are some of the religious prohibitions instituted under communist rule, or at least vestiges of them. For example, religious organizations that wish to engage in any public show of their faith must in some cases notify and receive permission from government authorities or face stiff fines. Post-communist laws introduced in 1997 and 2004 defined areas where religious activities were prohibited, other areas where they could be practiced freely, and a category in between where notice must be given. But since then, enforcement has been erratic, with instances of fines being levied where the law said they should not. Under communist rule, judicial matters were left largely up to local officials with little right of appeal. Amendments to these laws instituted in 2014 attempt to clear up the confusion and provide consistency, but there's still a matter of how they are interpreted by different judges. There remains much confusion about what is allowed and what is not, as well as where it is allowed and where it is not. Vigilantes in Lahore, Pakistan burned 2 men to death on suspicion that they were complicit in a suicide bombing attack which damaged 2 Christian churches, one Catholic and the other Protestant, killing several persons and injuring up to 50 others. A Pakistani Taliban offshoot called Jamatul Ahrar has taken credit for the bombings. The attacks also led to the protest demonstrations by those upset with the government they see as doing too little to keep them safe. The protests turned violent after a car struck several protesters. The police restored order with tear gas canisters and batons. Many fear that Pakistan's anti-terrorism efforts may be stoking animosity against minority religions. A minorities' rights activist and lawyer named Akmal Bhatti was quoted by the news agency DW as saying, "Terrorists who are tried for murder get sentenced to death by hanging, and terrorist organizations are against this policy." Pakistan is over 98% Islamic.